I'm Cary Tilds. I'm Chief Strategy and Operations Officer for Frameplay, a leading intrinsic in-game advertising company.
And I'm thrilled to be here with you. So I guess that's me.
I'm sorry.
My name is Schrader. I'm the CEO of GumGum, and we partnered with Frameplay because our mission is how do we drive contextually relevant experiences for advertisers to consumers. And we focus on the mindset. And as we look to explore ways to stay connected, and what everything Frameplay was doing with in-game advertising completely fit in with our mission.
For sure. And today we're really thrilled to be able to present a sneak peek at a case study that GumGum and Frameplay will be announcing in the coming weeks. So you see it here first, but it's blinded because we're not yet ready with the brand to.
It's coming out in a couple weeks.
Soon.
I was just reviewing it, actually.
For sure. So, Phil, I know you know
yes.
that there are over 3 billion gamers in the world. We're pretty excited about the fact that there's a lot of people gaming. And if you don't know that fact, the other cool fact is there's about, they play about 8+ hours every single week, which over-indexes above linear TV. So they're playing a lot of games.
Yes, and I'm sure most of us know firsthand. So for us, I was literally just visiting my family in Chicago. We're sitting in the living room. I have 2 nephews. They're on their games, tablets playing games. My mom's playing slots. I was playing hearts. I love cards. And so you know that there is an attention that is focused in gaming. And what we've heard from a lot of the sessions earlier is there's such an emergence of these contextual environments to create experiences. But right at our fingertips, we have access to gamers playing right now. Men, women, mobile-dominated, console. These are ad experiences that all of you as brands or agencies can be taking advantage today.
For sure. I mean, it's huge, huge. But when they're playing games, they do not want to be disrupted by ads that are overlays or, you know, they pause the experience. It is a high-quality cinematic experience, and they want to continue playing in those experiences. So the case study that we have today leverages Frame-Play's leading intrinsic in-game technology, which actually works between the interplay with our SDK and the game engine mechanics itself. So it's quite leading tech. And we were able to serve ads contextually. We do it every day, as a matter of fact. Contextually relevant ads inside of the game. This is a great example. This is not the brand we're talking about. I just want to highlight that. This is another brand that ran with us to highlight the powerful results of what happens when you do put advertising in the right way, in the contextual way, inside of the game.
That's right. And so when we think about all of the different ways in which we can create an experience, I think the important thing is to remember that we need to focus on what metrics at the end of the day we're going to be able to measure.
Yep.
So let's talk about a little bit of that and what we did.
Okay.
So before we dive into the actual results, which we're excited about, let's talk about how we approach this, right? So we did this case study.
Yep.
And so let's first lay out what genres we covered here. So Cary, why don't you walk through kind of how we set this brand up for success?
Yeah, so the brand ran in certain DMAs, which were relevant to their business, August 15th through September 15th, so pretty recently. And they had some parameters around targeting, some game genres that they wanted to see, et cetera. And in a nutshell, overall the campaign delivered.
It was amazing. They delivered. Not only did it deliver, but it over-delivered. And I think that's one of the things we need to make sure is misconception. Is that you can buy in-game right now at scale successfully. So this case study was to really prove out that not only can you deliver at scale, but then you can start to tie in what are the right measurable results that we're going to start to see. And I'm sure one of the questions that everyone asks is, well, what games are you playing on? And so where did we actually go there, right? So when we break down the genre and then talk about the games, let us know kind of how this all fall into place for us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we definitely delivered a lot in sports for this. It was definitely on target for the brand, was contextually relevant for the brand, the right place for it to be. We also saw some delivery in action and simulation as well. We're pretty proud of the fact that we have a pretty big ecosystem of games that we've already connected, and so, like you said, it's at scale. So we have a lot of options and optionality in terms of which brands, you know, connect to which kinds of genres in order for us to deliver in full and over deliver, as you showed.
And I think what's interesting here is there has been traditional activations that brands have been doing for decades, like sports sponsorships, traditional sports sponsorships. We were seeing brands, right?
Yep.
And so when you think about that and then how that translates into me as a sports enthusiast in this case study, you're able to continue that visual storytelling and connection into actually actions. So let's talk through some of these games and the quality, because I think that's an important point.
Yeah, I mean, remember, video games, again, they're highly cinematic, highly immersive experiences where people are literally staring at the screen, engaging with the content the entire time they're experiencing the brand. And so if you think about the types of games, these are some of the games that this campaign delivered in, they're very diverse. These games. There are all sorts of types of games in this campaign, whether it's a racing game or a golf game. I particularly love House Flip. It's fun. It's like house renovation. The consistent element is that the game designer places those ad placements inside of the game, again, using the interplay between Frame-Play's SDK and the game engine technology. Unity, Unreal, Code goes custom. And so what that does is it puts the game developer in control. Where does an advertisement look best? Where is it going to delight my gamer? And then we ad serve in real time when the player is playing the game according to the campaign parameters. So that's what's incredibly powerful about this. So
exciting. So
this
let's
is
talk
the best
about
part.
I know. Let's talk about the results. So for us,
excited.
we were equally thrilled to partner, because if you are a partner of GumGum's or you work with us, we're all contextual. We're all about the mindset. Creative, contextual, and attention. Like, that's our thesis. And so we've been driving those experiences for advertisers for over a decade. Mm-hmm. And right now, for us, we see around on any ad contextually that we're driving around a 35%, recall. And so we wanted to work with in-game and say, hey, let's see what we can do here, and let's start to see what those results look like. So, Cary, give us a little sneak peek at what they're going to see in this press release.
For sure. I mean, the first stop on the results train is amazing in terms of the ad recall. And we see this consistently across the board. The mobile ad recall in this ComScore study was a 35.2 point lift. And that may seem incredible to you, but we actually see it every day. We've done over 20 plus studies on this. And so, again, people are staring at the game. They're very immersed, and they're looking at the content, and the content is the ad in many cases. Campaign message association is sometimes a little bit harder to pull in these environments. You need, lots of exposure, et cetera. And if you're a measurement person, you know why that is. Still, we saw a 9-point lift, well above the norms that ComScore has. So both were incredible opportunities to have the brand inside the game and have the gamer recall the ad in a big way, but there's even better results.
Yes, there's even better results to this. As we focus on attention, I think it was maybe Mark Pritchard that said we're exposed to like 10,000 ads a day or something. Yeah. So to be able to think about how did attention play out and how did the brand's attributes actually connect to the gamer. So and we're talk about that.
We both talk about attention a lot when we're out and about in our daily life. So
how do you measure?
This is really fun because you can think about attention. One measure of attention is brand attribute recall. So in this case, across the board, for the most part, all of the brand attributes that this brand had pulled double-digit lifts in terms of recall of their specific message. And that's a big deal. When you're inside a game, you think, oh, they're not going to see the ad because they're paying attention to the game. But in fact, the ad is part of the game. It's part of the context of the game. It's contextually, intrinsically relevant to the game. And you see the results here. Incredible. But there's more.
Yes,
Wait,
and then
there's more.
There's more. And then also, how does the association connect to those attributes and the consumer and that brand? Because we have ad recall, as we talked about. We want to connect with the brand, right, and the consumer around the attributes, and then we want to make sure they're associating what they're doing in the mindset with that brand. So let's talk a little bit about how we measured that together.
Yeah, and side note, the first ComScore study we ever did, I actually cried because I was so proud. I was so proud of the work, but now it's just like, we do this every time. So it's kind of great to see. Yes. In terms of the numbers, this is my favorite set of numbers, because if you don't get a good number that says, I actually like the sponsorship of the ad in the game, you're not doing something right. But in this case, it was 40.4 point lift, which is an incredible pull. We do see double digits nearly every single time, and 23.4 lift, and it fits perfectly well. So these are consistent data points we see. Gamers don't want their game disrupted.
That's right.
But if it's in the game, they value the brand, and that's the cool part.
Well, and I think for us, we saw a lot of these experiences that are going to be happening in the virtual world, so you're just mirroring that in a game environment of what they're seeing in the physical world. And I think for that purpose, it really makes that contextual alignment really strong. And I think another point we were talking about earlier, which is so valuable, is the creative optimization capabilities.
Yes.
Like we can go through a creative, and this brand now already knows how to win.
That's right.
Because we've already now know exactly how to create the appropriate messaging, size, and creative that's going to maximize the results, which I think is really effective and important as we start to springboard off of in-gaming and then really looking at these bigger, more investment content pieces we're going to be doing in some of these more emerging virtual worlds.
And I think that shared vision is a good one for us because we do work very hard with our brands to get the creative right. It's in this beautiful environment, and GumGum does as well for the other opportunities contextually, which is a huge point.
Because I think everyone needs to realize this creative's rich.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. And
Beautiful.
it can be amazing.
Yep.
And so that's the part that I think is really exciting because we know creative's going to have wins at the end of the day already,
it does.
Right?
The best thing, the hardest thing to measure is purchase intent.
Totally.
There's no clicks in this environment. Why would you click while you're playing a game? That's weird. But we do have view through attribution, another topic for another day. 13.7 point lift in purchase intent.
Yes.
And this was a big number for the brand. They were very pleased. Let's just say that.
Yes. Exactly. So I think that purchase intent is really important. And the purchase intent that they're seeing is now really, when you think about it, it's on our way of activation of a push advertising in game.
Right.
But this is the start of how you can create those actions when we can actually pull them into a game experience at a later point in time at scale, right? So right now you're just exposing the brand and the consumer to connect, and now you can build off of that creative as it emerges into all of these different ways.
I love that. Here's the deal. Gaming checks all the boxes for sure.
Yes.
I just want to reiterate, a game is a highly cinematic, immersive experience where the person, the consumer, the gamer, has to pay attention and has to engage with the content. They can't fold laundry or do other things while they're playing a game. And when the ad is done well, contextually and intrinsically put inside of these environments, everybody wins.
Exactly.
And we see this time and time again. And we're so thankful to have partnered with GumGum.
Yep.
We think our shared vision and mission is on the right track to get advertising, on the right track to make sure that we get people to like the sponsorships of content versus wanting to X out of them.
Totally agree. We couldn't be more happy with this partnership as well. And I think we have to remind ourselves, if you believe creative and context and attention is at all a part of your foundational future strategy in digital, then at GumGum, what's nice in this partnership is what we've been able to do is bridge that. We can do that with display mobile, online video, CTV, and now in-game, and help you to tell that story with a contextual driver, which makes that so powerful that now, right now, today, advertisers can be advertising in gaming at scale. We have 100 sellers globally.
At scale.
Right? At scale.
Every
so
day.
you can start adding those to our
now.
buys right now. And this is a great way for you to start to understand some of these mechanics and metrics and how they're going to fit into your attribution model overall so that you get that amazing ROAS.
I love it. Thank you so much.
So thank you, everybody, so much.